When you see incidents of hate, it can be hard to step in.
Some folks sometimes literally freeze, don't know what to do.
But intervening is the first step to making change.
That's how we start to build a culture where harassment is not okay.
Jorge Arteaga is with Hollaback. He's the deputy director of this nonprofit social justice organization.
We started doing bystander intervention in 2012.
When the COVID-19 pandemic started, they partnered with Asian Americans Advancing Justice and hosted free bystander intervention trainings to stop anti-Asian harassment and xenophobia. The training teaches Hollaback's 5 Ds of bystander intervention: distract, delegate, document, delay, and direct. Distract the person being targeted.
Give them a way out of the situation. So you can do that maybe by asking for directions, maybe acting like you know the person.
Delegate people around you to help.
Do you see what's going on? Do you feel comfortable helping me do something? Can you go and get help?
Document what's happening.
And then giving it to the person who was harassed so they can choose how to use that documentation or report it.
Delay and check in on the person after the incident.
Delay is the least anyone can do. Anybody can do delay.
And the 5th D is direct. Speak up for the person in harm's way.
You're causing that person harm. Please stop, be concise, but don't get into a back and forth with the person.
Over the year, they trained 16,000 people in this workshop. But since the Atlanta shootings, where 8 people were killed at 3 Asian businesses,
we've registered over 45,000 people in the last week and have trained about 15,000 of those people so far.
That's 45,000 people who want to feel more confident to safely intervene and make change. In Dallas, I'm Tiffany Liu.